Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Shry Media, LLC. Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Shry Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the game.
Hello and welcome to Kingsport, Tennessee. This is our final game here in Conference Room B. It's the number 2 Georgetown Tigers taking on the St. Francis Cougars, who are receiving votes. Georgetown won yesterday against Tennessee Wesleyan, and St. Francis lost against U Pike. So both teams on a different path right now. Walt,
you and I are seeing some really outstanding basketball today. We just saw defending champion Freed Hardeman in the last game. We've seen the Cumberlands. I mean, there's a lot of really good teams we have seen in Georgetown. Yesterday we saw a dismantling win, 88-62 over Tennessee Wesleyan, and they're going to be going up against Pikeville. Pikeville knocked off St. Francis in their first 88-75. As you look at St. Francis, 21.8 points per ball game for Luke Almodover, as he is leading the way for St. Francis. For Georgetown, you have 24.8 points per ball game for Andres Burney, though Georgetown won handily, and he did not have one of his more productive games yesterday. So while he is very good, Georgetown has a whole lot of horses, so to speak, a whole lot of talent, and they're definitely in the mix for that NAIA National Championship this year.
Something to note specifically for St. Francis is Isaiah Malone, the sophomore, who stands at 6'8" tall, will not be playing in this game. Got ejected last night against U Pike for an elbow, and so he is not going to be on the court today.
Does make it even tougher for St. Francis in this one.
Georgetown has everybody they need. They finish their conversation. Our officiating crew, if you remember watching the game yesterday, you may remember Mike Cash doing an interview with us up here in the booth. Ruben Davella and Ty Schnipke are the other officials.
I watched that over on A. It was outstanding.
Yeah, we had some good stuff there all day long. We've had some incredible people that have said yes to interviews. Again, talking to the coaches before the game. They've all been super helpful, and we are underway. Georgetown wins the opening tip. Our final game here in Conference Room B.
It's been a nice home the last few days.
It has. It's very comforting. I think they turned on the air finally here in Conference Room B. It was getting a little stuffy. Off the glass and A, that is Gavin Stevens. Or sorry, my apologies, Andres Burney.
He's getting off to a good start. A little slow start yesterday. But if he's hot, look out.
Taken away by Georgetown, number 2 team in the land, only behind Arizona Christian. 3-ball is good for Jabrani Spikes.
I would say that officially means they've got a pretty good start in this one, up 5-0.
Actually, it was going to be Darian Lewis who took the 3. Apologize as we get set in this game, the last one. So I think that we get a little bit of grace.
We've been prepping, and man, what you do in between games is remarkable. I mean,
I went a little long today.
Remarkable.
I went a little long for this one. We were running to get back on air, but you want me to let you know what I found out during those conversations?
You get good info every time.
St. Francis really wants to fight today. They were in foul trouble yesterday, so Coach Chad Lacrosse was proud of his team for how they fought through that foul trouble. Need to complete today. They need a full 40, and they need to rely on their bench a little bit. They did yesterday. You can talk about Joe Reedy, who had 14 off the bench. And that one good for St. Francis. On the other side, got a chance to talk to Chris Briggs for Georgetown. They had a nice win against Tennessee Wesleyan. Said the defense was really strong. There's no easy test here. These are all big games for them. They need to stay in front, stay skilled, a very balanced team. And I'll talk more about Chris Briggs in a little bit. I asked him a couple other things while I was down there that I think will be nice to tell later on.
Well, you know they're going to get everybody's best effort. They're at the top of the heap right now. And they got a big bullseye out there, and they so far have really taken care of business.
We learned that yesterday. I asked him, you're the number 2 team in the nation. What does that mean to you? And he said, what it actually means is that we have a target and we have to play our best every single night. We cannot have a day off. And right now, there is no time off for this Georgetown team. 9 points to start. That one was Andres Burney who put it in.
Yeah, and St. Francis really had to take a time out there as we give you the early stats, not a lot of them. But Georgetown 4 of 6, 66.7%. St. Francis 0 of 2. 3-point shots, Georgetown 1 of 1, 100%. St. Francis has not taken one. Free throws, 1 of 2 for St. Francis. Georgetown has not taken one as of yet. 4 rebounds for Georgetown, 0 for St. Francis. 2 offensive, 2 defensive, 2 assists so far for Georgetown, and 1 block for Georgetown. And those are all donuts across the board for St. Francis, and it's 9-1. Looks like Georgetown wants to go out of this with an exclamation point.
Back out for three. That one hits off the side and out. Rebound comes out. Quick transition here and a slam that falls out of the rim. PA announcer was a little bit early for Tay Dozier and it doesn't finish. Answer on the other side, and that one is going to be falling out of the net.
Second game in 2 days, legs causes it not to get quite enough elevation, but that looks pretty good.
Instead of the 2-point dunk, he'll take the 3 points there. 12-1 is our score.
He's got 5 points already. 5 for Dozier, 4 for Burney, 3 for Lewis. 1 for Almodovar for St. Francis.
11-point lead right now. St. Francis trying to get it back into the middle here with Joe Reedy. Got the start today after coming off the bench yesterday. 10 seconds left on the shot clock.
11-point lead in 2.5 minutes.
3 ball, good for Zane Burke. He had 11 yesterday against U Pike, and he was a guy who stepped up. Answer on the other end from Darian Lewis.
He's on the board with another 3, or another 2, 4 points. So he's off to a good start.
$15-4 is the score. That scoreboard is wrong on the floor. It should be 15
15-7.
6 with an and one coming.
Yeah, Colin has it on point.
Yeah, Colin is good here.
Yeah.
That's the score we should be following.
So they have given.
It's 15-6.
Yeah, there they
it
go.
is. We're settled in. It's the last game for everyone
Hey,
here, including the table crew.
We're not the only people who have done 16 games in first. Is it 16 or 17?
Well, this is our 14th game.
14.
Yeah.
Okay, that's still a lot.
Still a lot. We might be doing a 15th game.
Yeah.
There's still one more over on the other floor. They're currently in the last women's game. Nebraska taking on Union. 3 ball off the mark. Rebound goes back up, and I don't know how that got in.
That's a national highlight right there.
Dre Boyd, who was the one who knocked it up, he's coming back pointing to himself saying, that was me who got the tip in.
That was like a volleyball set that he put that up toward the bucket.
Just a light tap in to get it back. 17-7, and the turnaround no-look pass goes to the no-look.
The St. Francis players were ready, and they made the play.
Robert Fry tried to be quick. Officials weren't allowing it. Ty Shimke on the far side. Foul was called on Jabrani Spikes. Riding the wave here, off the glass and in. That's Luke Almodovar. He had 22 to lead his team yesterday in the loss. There's another quick bucket on the other end for Bernie.
Not time to look down. Almodovar's off to a good start for St. Francis. Again, 6 points today.
Zane Burke for 3, in and out. Rebound with Georgetown. Tay Dozier got it. He'll go coast to coast, brings it back. Looked like he might have walked there for a moment, but he'll play on here with Darian Lewis. He goes up off the glass. Rebound put back, no good. A foul will be called. It's going to be an over the back on Andres Bernie.
Bernie was up there trying to put it back, but he went, as you said, defied the rule of verticality, went over the top and gets the foul. Hell, a full attack there. And back at it is Georgetown. Got to give St. Francis credit. They are doing their best to attack.
The lead got up to 11. It's at 10 right now. Quick movement. Dozier for three. Hits off the back and comes out. Rebound held on by St. Francis here with Brendan Northern, who coach said he needs to have a great game today. He needs to be one of our top players like he's been all year long. And that's a breakout play for Georgetown. Lob, wedgie, doesn't hold, but it comes out, and we'll see a foul. It's going to be on Georgetown here.
You can tell this is day 3. There's been a whole lot of elevation you and I have seen since this has started. And there's been 3 or 4 of them when they went to elevate and put it through. They've kind of got stuffed by the rim.
He was going for it.
Yeah, but you don't have, after as much basketball as they've played, you don't quite have the hops.
St. Francis will bring it up. Three ball off the side of the rim and out. It will be brought up by Tay. Long three here. Good! 13-point lead for Georgetown.
Penetration over the 10-second line, one pass and a left wing long-term three.
Franklin, who took the three. St. Francis keeps trying to answer with threes. It's hard to go down low against Georgetown. It's because of a player like Gavin Stevens. There's going to be a turnover. It's going to be awarded back to St. Francis. I do want to point out we have a light issue here. This is what it looks like. That's the light that is out. You can see all the LEDs around it, but the light right over the top of the key here in this floor B is out. It has been flickering, so if you see a little bit of a dark spot on the floor, that is why. It is that light.
Yeah, of all of the lights in the building, that's one of the most important, I would say, where it is.
And you can tell that it's out because you can see the shadows a little bit more clearly around the players when they're under that spotlight.
Now that one knocked out of bounds by Gavin Stevens. 17 on the shot clock. Are you putting some light on the situation?
I did put some light on the situation. 22-9 is our score here in the darkness. And there's some light play from the likes of Carson Rogers. He was good yesterday in some key minutes, especially once Isaiah Malone got out. So our vantage point, were you here for that game? I forget.
Which game?
Was St. Francis here yesterday?
Yes, I was here.
That's right, you were. That was your
that was late in the day.
Or was it the U-Pike game? Because I think I had Gary Davis with us because it was U-Pike involved. So you would have been here for the next game. So in that game, what happened was Isaiah Malone got grabbed, and he ended up flailing an elbow back into the head of the U-Pike player. From our vantage point, we couldn't see that it was an elbow to the face. It went up to a flagrant 2. That's what got him ejected. So talking to the coach today, said they were listening to our broadcast, of course, the St. Francis folks. We made it sound like it was less than what it was, so they were kind of wondering why he got kicked out. Well, on the floor, they had a better vantage point of it. It was right in front of their bench. They said, yeah, he had a clean elbow. It was more than deserved to be a flagrant 2 and getting kicked out of the game.
Well, once again, these officials are point on. St. Francis hitting an important free throw, gets it back to 10.
So for the viewers of St. Francis, that is why you will not see number 32 on the floor for Georgetown. That's actually a huge win for you because he is a difficult player to stop, very dynamic, and you will not see him today. No basket. It was on the floor.
They need him today. There's no doubt about that.
And they will miss his presence down low, especially when Gavin Stevens is on the floor. Isaiah Malone would have about 3 inches on him down low. That would be helpful when you need that size. 12 minutes left to go. Franklin goes down low looking for Boyd. Boyd goes up, lays it in. Nice play using the body there to Dre Boyd.
Going good, better, best on the shot once again. Boyd with 4.
Almondover fadeaway jumper, no good. Kick out, ball movement. 3 passes and some change, goes out, rebound goes to St. Francis.
They stuck with it to get the rebound.
Another one down low. Rebound for Georgetown as they climb back to a 12-point lead. Crossover, left, up, make it 14, largest lead of the day.
That's an NBA move that I saw right there, doing the crossover. Not too many people could make that move.
Jaquavius Franklin is the one who put that on. He had 13 points yesterday. He's a spark off the bench for this team, and you can see why with plays like that.
Well, it's something when you got a bench player that can make an NBA move, but the answer there by Reinhardt's Burke.
Burke has a team high 6. Defense is tight. Screen offensive. It is going to be a moving screen on Dre Boyd. He's a little confused on what it was for. He thought he was good. Instead, he's not, and the foul is called.
Darian Lewis, there was contact, no doubt about that, but he made sure he went down so the officials saw it. But the explosion by top-ranked Georgetown, St. Francis is kind of moving back in it a little bit.
Down low, trying to find a cut. Here is Joe Reedy. Reedy goes up with the right. Oh, what a shot off the glass and in.
Nice footwork underneath.
Another one that falls off the side of the rim. It's rolling loose, picked up, swatted back, picked up, and it will be given back to St. Francis as it rolled out of bounds. Last one to touch it was Darian Lewis.
Yeah, they were almost able to pick that up. If they would have had an easy layup. Georgetown using a lot of players.
Shot fake from Northern, foul coming, 2 shots.
St. Francis not intimidated in this game in any way, shape, or form, but are going to need to hit their free throws, and this is the first one that is going to be shot by anybody except number 10. Almondover shot everything else as far as the free throw line.
Off the bat.
And Brandon Northern.
Salzburg, Indiana native, a junior, stands at 6 foot tall. Misses the second.
I've seen him play in high school.
Yeah. He's a good high school player.
Yes, very.
He went to Silver Creek High School.
Yeah, that's in my neck. I'm from New Albany originally. That's about 10 miles away. But I've seen him play.
Rebound just a little bit too far in front of a jumping Danny Bladen. Brought over to Hood. Hood kicks out. 3 ball from the corner. Hits off the back. Swatted out. Picked up by Georgetown. Long pass. Crossover. Jump stop. Brought back out. Kick to left wing. Actually, that's the right wing. And now picked up. Knocked and kicked and battered around. Moving everywhere. Nobody knows where it's going. It rolls out. Awarded to Georgetown.
But 3 perfect passes in less than a second and a half. and you go from good shot to better shot to best shot. They're not always going to fall in, but they do not do anything except the best opportunity, valuing every possession.
That's a nice lay-in there for Jaquarius Franklin. Two-step swatted away with authority from Aiden Bladen.
I thought he may have flattened the basketball. He hit that so hard.
Step over, trying to answer on the other side. It goes over to Bladen. He'll get fouled. Actually, that's going to be Andres Burney on the foul. He'll head to the line for 2 shots.
Burney was 6 points today, an efficient 3 of 4 from the field. Also got a couple of rebounds. This Georgetown team, they don't care who scores.
No.
I mean, this is a very, very unselfish group.
Very balanced as well. They don't care who scores, but all of them can score.
And do. They have 5 players that score in double figures and 2 more less than a point away from double figures. That is at least 7 solid scores. I mean, solid.
Deep 3 here. Off the front of the rim, bounces to the side. It's going to stay with St. Francis. The Cougars in the blue uniforms. Georgetown, the home team here after being the road team yesterday in the white.
Get to use both uniforms that way.
Yeah, no laundry until you get back to campus.
They'll be stinky enough using them both.
Hopefully they got the laundry bags. Don't want to put that in your luggage on the bus.
Yeah, you want that on the bottom rack. That's where you want it.
I don't even want it on the bottom rack. I want it under the bus in the trunk, right? Not under my seat, not in the overhead.
No.
Especially for a team like St. Francis that does use its depth, so you're going to have a lot of guys that have been playing in the game. That one is blocked. Stayed with it. 3-ball short, shot clock violation.
There's a lot of no doubt blockers on Georgetown, where you go up at them and the blocker's arms don't move, you do. You don't see that very often.
There's a reason this team is number 2 in the country. Handled Tennessee Wesleyan last night with plenty of ease, 88-62.
And didn't the number 1 team get beat?
The number 1 team had gotten beat by our last team in Freed-Hardman.
Yeah.
But it was when they were number 6 in the country, so they lost and still moved up to number 1 on the 27th. Back out. Rebound goes nowhere, picked up by the Cougars of St. Francis.
St. Francis continuing to plug, and they get it back to 10. They got a little bit of balance on St. Francis, too. Almodovar was 7, Burke was 6.
Yeah, there's a foul.
But this has been a grinding first half. I mean, we saw a lot of points in our last game, and this has been a physical lunch pail first half here where the defense has been exemplary, especially Georgetown.
So Georgetown, number 2 team in the nation. They received 1 first-place vote in the latest poll that came out on November 27th. Arizona Christian got 17 of those points. They were number 4 last time out. Georgetown was number 5. we mentioned this yesterday, but the former number 1 team, Langston, out of Oklahoma, dropped from 10 spots from number 1 all the way to number 11.
There's a lot of good teams. Flat out a lot of good teams in the NAIA.
Another drive here from St. Francis. 2 shots coming for Almodovar. That's Luke, it is. You know, I'm looking at this here at the show. You have Georgetown ranked, Freed-Hardman, Northwestern, Cumberland's. Keep going down the list. Mobile. More in the receiving votes category with Pikeville. We came to the conclusion half the field, the 22, so 11 of the 22 are either already ranked or in the receiving votes category.
Now, Almodovar hits both those. He's 5 of 7 at the line, and it's an 8-point game.
Timeout taken by St. Francis. It is a full timeout, so we will step aside here. Our score is an 8-point game in favor of Georgetown over St. Francis, 29-21 here on SESN.
Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Welcome back here to Kingsport, Tennessee. It is the show. Georgetown taking on St. Francis, the number 2 Tigers taking on the receiving votes Cougars. It is an 8-point game. St. Francis would love to have a marquee win here over Georgetown at the show. It's a Mid-South versus Crossroads matchup.
You know, they're staying in the neighborhood. I thought that this may be a runaway and hide by Georgetown, but they're hanging in. They got it back to single digits, back to an 8-point ball game. And you get a little bit closer, it could be an interesting second half and one that would shake the rafters if St. Francis got the win, but it goes back to a double-digit leads with that one.
Jaquez Franklin pulled up and got the jumper. 10-point game again. Lead got all the way out to 14. Back out. Drive going down to the baseline, up and down. Travel is going to be called. No, jump ball will be called. Possession arrow keeps it with St. Francis on the baseline.
That is harassing defense.
Brought back in. Fadeaway jumper, good. Zane Burke. You know, something I've never understood is how a jump ball doesn't reset the shot clock. They had to come in with still 10 seconds left. But a jump ball.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that is something for the rule makers to do. But you get a jump ball, and there's not much time on the clock. You've got to get it up.
And there's the putback and slam. And we're going to see a tech called on Johnny Bladen, who gave him the business on his way back after slamming that one down.
There was no doubt on if that one was going to go in. There was certainly enough elevation on that one, and a little bit more exuberance than the officials would like.
That one misses. Burke goes 1 for 2. St. Francis will get the ball back.
And that gets it back under 10. But that was a highlight reeler there.
Even getting the tech, I mean, not very often can you say a tech is worth it but on a play like that, you're hype after. What a play from Johnny Bladen.
A little extra mustard on it, though. I like mustard on my hot dogs.
That's exactly right. Darian Lewis going to get a push here, and it would be a foul. Does that put him in the bonus?
One of the world's biggest questions on your hot dog, mustard or ketchup. Some folks say ketchup not allowed.
I'm a ketchup person.
I like ketchup.
This is going to be 2 shots here. They are in the double bonus here with 4:55 left to go.
Almondover's had a really good first half, getting close. This free throw could put him in double figures.
Gosh, there was 1 and 1. I saw the team fouls at 11. It's 2 shots, yes, okay. A horn comes in from the scorekeeper with a little bit of aggression to let everyone know that it was 2 shots. Thought it was 1 and 1. It's 11 team fouls, which means it's the double bonus. 33-24 is the score, so Almondover should have his second shot, and he will.
Now then he got a second chance to get to double figures. Blyden likes it up there around the rim. You just noticed when they were on the transition, he spent a little time jump up around that area again.
That one's good, so the 2 free throws end up working out after missing the first, hits the second. It's 33-25.
He's 6 of 9 at the line. He's been at the line a lot.
He's got 10 points today, leads his team. Free ball, and then a nice lay-in for Jaquarius Franklin.
Now Franklin leading the way for Georgetown now with 11. 5 of 8 from the field.
Made it a 10-point game. 4:20 left to go here in this first half of play. Dribble drive going up is Northern. Northern misses, foul called. Putback won't count. It's 2 shots for Northern.
It took me a second to realize, but that young man led Silver Creek into the state championship game. And that's been several years back, but he's a prized recruit that St. Francis has. They got some good ball players and have recruited Southwest Indiana very well. They're the best guards out of Northeast DuBois High School in DuBois County. Bryce Hebner ended up having a good career at St. Francis.
Good connection there.
Sometimes it takes a minute or two for it to click, but
that one's good. 35-26, 9-point difference here. Drive, floater, too much on it. Rebound goes to the likes of Jackson Gowdy. And then slipping through the fingers of Carson Rogers will give it back to Georgetown here, and you can't have costly mistakes like that when you're facing the number 2 team in the nation.
No, and this is a good test. Both teams with 2 games in less than 24 hours. And fatigue will get us all. I mean, and certainly you're talking about playing 2 really up-tempo games on the floor. It is hard to keep focus, but they have to.
Step back, looking for it. Dished off, 3 made by Gavin Stevens. That's his first bucket of the game. Drive by Northern baseline. He'll get whacked at. Now a floater, it goes up, no foul called as Rogers was looking for it. Long play, spin move, lay in, goes off and falls to the side. OP picked up by Almondover. Here we go on a speed break. Dumped in post and it doesn't go. Back and forth, a couple of misses here, wide open, lay in, and it's a slam instead for Dre Boyd.
This is showtime here. I think Magic Johnson would be happy at seeing the transition play we've seen here this afternoon.
Northern step back 3 doesn't go, and a foul is going to be called here on Jackson Gowdy.
But a little bit of a spurt here by Georgetown, second-ranked Georgetown, and they've brought it up to 14. You got to play a perfect game to beat Georgetown.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe it.
You have not a lot of room for error, but man, I tell you, St. Francis is playing them hard.
Shot good, count it, and send him to the line.
Dre Boyd is a player. Elevation at the elbow for the two-point shot and a chance at an old-fashioned three-point play. 8 points, and Dre Boyd has not missed from the field, 4 of 4 for 8 points, also 4 rebounds and an assist.
He had not let go of the ball by the time he was falling backwards, yelling and one and shooting. He knew it was going in.
That is vastly intimidating. Dre Boyd from Bowling Green, Kentucky, and Lawrence Central High School.
Lead is 43-26.
And that just went boom. I mean,
yeah, out of nowhere.
It was a single-digit lead, it seems like a half a second ago.
It was at 9. Now it's at its largest of 17 with 2:14 left to go.
But Hood trying to get it closer, and does. Two for 2 at the charity line for him, and 2 points.
2 minutes left to go here in this first half of play. Rebound goes to Almodovar. Right layup, no good. Rebound stays with St. Francis. Putback is in from Jackson Gowdy.
Good one by Gowdy, and you can hear with our great crowd mics, there's some smack talking going on the floor now.
Somebody told Almodovar if he can't go left, and they were right because he went right. Don't foul is the message now.
Larry Bird would be proud of all the smack talking we're seeing on the floor both ways.
Dre Boyd kick out. 3 ball coming. High arch. It's going to be a 3-point foul here after the shot missed from Scotty Browning. And we've talked about this, Walt. We have seen higher than average 3-point fouls on shots that weren't going to go in if the foul hadn't occurred.
Well, Damari Hood certainly looked frustrated, and he knew that he had done the foul.
Two more shots here for Scotty Browning. Second one good after missing the first.
His first point. But he shooting a 3, so we've one more here to go.
He has the second, or the third, I should say, for his second.
The old ABA rule, 3 to make 2.
Yep.
He had 3 to make 3.
45-30 is our score, back to a 15-point lead. Drive, foul, offensive. That's going to be on Jackson Gowdy.
You know this has been a fairly turnover-free contest. 5 turnovers for St. Francis, only 4 for Georgetown. That's as contentious as this has been defensively. That's pretty good.
Back in, tipped, and one coming for Dre Boyd.
That's worth driving a couple of 100 miles to see. Pass, pass, and pass. And that's one of the reasons these guys are so hard to beat. And a chance for another old-fashioned 3-point play. Dre Boyd 1-1 at the line so far, leading Georgetown along with Jacquez Franklin with 11 points.
Luke Almador is going to get charged with a technical foul. He was talking after he got called for that, and he was not happy with it.
Almador, and that also is a personal foul. On top of that, and if you're St. Francis, that's the guy right now you have to have on the floor.
Right.
Now shooting the technical is Franklin, who hasn't shot any free throws yet this afternoon. He does have 3 assists. 5 of 11 from the field, 1 of 4 3-point shooting, 1 of 1 at the free throw line. 12 points and 3 assists.
Makes his first. Has a second of the technical foul. This will bring everybody back in. There was an original foul that will have to be taken by Dre Boyd.
And these officials, I'll say it, this tournament has been very, very physical, and the officials have taken no guff.
No.
And you talk, you're going to get teed. And it's been that way for every game. And you know what the parameters are, so you work according to the parameters, as long as they're consistent.
Which they have been. The officiating has been good.
Very.
You're going to get a tech if you talk.
Yeah. So you know what you do?
Don't talk.
Keep your mouth shut.
Long stretch out. Hanging on for Jacquez Franklin. He'll lay it in nice and easy for the senior.
15 points now for him on 6 of 12 shooting.
51-30. 21-point lead, the largest of this afternoon game. Our final one on Conference Floor B. That one falls. It rolled over like a boat crossing a river.
Yeah.
Man, it stays down low. Putback still doesn't go. Shot clock is off. Last possession for Georgetown if they want it. 3 seconds left. Got to get a shot off. They go to Brown, and his shot just falls off the mark, and we'll go to halftime here, our final halftime in Conference Room B.
Luke Almondover, 10 points for St. Francis, 2 double-figure scores for Georgetown. Jacquez Franklin, 15, and Dre Boyd, 11. You see why these guys are number 2. Georgetown of Kentucky up big time.
It has been a good game for the number 2 team in the nation. 51-30 is our halftime score. St. Francis going to try a mountain comeback in the second half. We'll be right back here on SESN.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear. Call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
I got involved in officiating volleyball 8 years after I played Division I in college.
Saying yes to volleyball officiating will give you the privilege to be a part of one of the most exciting sports around.
I'm a speaker,
A builder.
I coach,
Culinary arts.
Auditor.
A firefighter.
For anyone contemplating becoming a volleyball official, just go for it.
Take the plunge, open the door.
Say yes to officiating. Learn more about how to get involved at sayyes2officiating.com.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
We're there to serve, make sure we're creating a fair atmosphere for both teams, upholding the integrity of the game.
I chose to be an official. It's the best decision I've made.
In life, things aren't scripted. Games aren't pre-scripted. You know, I got into officiating because my father was an official. Officiating was part of our family life. It wasn't just the game.
Get to be outside, get to experience the game. It's so much more fun. You can get a lot out of it.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
It helped me become not only a better official, but a better person.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
And it's just been wonderful.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
I got involved in officiating volleyball 8 years after I played Division I in college.
Saying yes to volleyball officiating will give you the privilege to be a part of one of the most exciting sports around.
I'm a speaker,
Builder.
I coach,
Culinary arts. Auditor.
A firefighter.
For anyone contemplating becoming a volleyball official, just go for it.
Take the plunge, open the door.
Say yes to officiating. Learn more about how to get involved at sayyes2officiating.com.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis. Always faithful. Always marine. Marking a path for the next generation.
Welcome back here on SESN. It's the show presented by Visit Kingsport. It's a 21-point affair in favor of the number 2 team in the nation, and 11-0 Georgetown taking on the receiving vote Cougars, who are sitting at 9-2 from St. Francis. Walt Ferber, Matt Kibbe with you for this one. 20 more minutes left here on Floor B, and then our day is done, and our 14-game schedule will come to a close.
I'm going to hate to see it come to an end. It's been fun, and the caliber of basketball has been outstanding.
Yes. We've been very fortunate this weekend to have some of the best basketball, not just in the NAIA, but across the country in all divisions. That one is whacked away, and it is a wedgie, as they like to call it, the new kids on the block. Wedgies
when I
are
was
a jump
growing
ball.
up, you didn't want to get one of those.
No, I still don't think you want to get one.
No.
We just get to have fun with it on the broadcast.
Yeah.
3 ball, no good. Rebound comes out to the lengthy Andres Burney before the drive and miss. Rebound put back up, still no good. Georgetown can't find it. Now they do. Out to 3-point land. That one off the back of the rim and out. St. Francis gets the rebound. They need to go on a little bit of a lengthy run here, and they need Georgetown to go cold.
I tell you, Georgetown has done a good job without the usual production from Burney the last couple of days.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That just shows the depth of this team and what they're able to accomplish. Again, we can't stress enough. There's a reason they're the number 2 team in the nation, and there's an argument that they could be number 1. And that
I know it's going to take a really, really good team to beat them.
They are undefeated right now, 11-0. And one called. Just as you mentioned, Burney needing to have more production. He does just that.
He listened to me.
Like you know a thing or two.
9 points for Burney now, but it's very efficient 9. It's 4 of 5 from the field, 1 of 2 at the charity line. And he is a chance here to join the parade in double figures for Georgetown.
And one is good for Burney.
Nice shooter's roll.
That gives him 10 points on the day. It is daytime, even though for us it may not feel like it.
It is?
It does not feel like it. There's Joe Reedy to put some daylight back in the scoreboard.
4 points for him on the afternoon.
It's a little slow after a 14-point performance off the bench last night. That will equate to what was supposed to be a shot turns into a pass.
Now Dozier took care of it, though.
Exactly. Tay Dozier stepped up. Here's a deep 3. That one rolls in and out. And that one's stolen away. Here's one thing, if you are Georgetown, you have to keep playing this game. It needs to be a complete finish as Brendan Northern finishes off the turnover steal.
You play against yourself.
Yes.
I've heard a lot of good coaches say that. You don't play against the team. You play against yourself to make yourself as good as you possibly can, and the score then will take care of itself. And it has for this Georgetown squad.
It's a 22-point lead. That one falls off the cliff. Almodovar rings it around, back into the middle, top of the key, drive to the elbow, back out to Burke, my apologies. Spin move on. That is the move that Joe Reedy was using all yesterday evening. Has it finally going. That's 6 points for Joe.
There's no defense against that. You just got to stand there and take your hat off to him. That's a heck of a move.
Only thing he has to be careful of is he has 3 fouls here with
They need him on the floor.
Yes, 6'7" junior taken away, and here's what St. Francis needed. That one kisses off the rim and stays in the basket.
That's a transition we've seen from Georgetown most of the day.
Well, we talked to Coach Chad Lacrosse before the game, and he said we need to fight. No matter what the score is, we have to fight this entire game. And certainly coming out of the halftime break, we have seen that.
Now, they've done it the whole game long. Georgetown is that good. Reinhardt has stood in with them toe-to-toe. They've made some nice runs, but it ain't easy to stick with this Georgetown squad. And I think both these coaches have to be happy with the effort that they have seen. And a little bit of a St. Francis run has got it under 20 points. So if you're St. Francis, you're looking at positives now. There is a possibility you could climb back in it. But if you don't win this game, you want to come out of this 2 days with having some positive things on what you have done against very stiff competition, some of the very toughest competition in the country.
Certainly, the argument can be made that what you're seeing here at the show with U-Pike and Georgetown is going to be tougher than what you might see in the Crossroads. Not to say that the Crossroads isn't a deep league, but these two teams are the top of their league.
What you're seeing here today is tougher than any conference. When you got all the ranked teams that we have had here in the last 3 days, over half the teams are ranked and got votes. It's tougher than any conference in the country, and even the best.
A little bit of a lob turnover here for St. Francis. This is going to be the third turnover in a row by Georgetown and a chance to cut into the deficit even more. Back to Joe Reedy. He goes up off the glass, almost an and one if it fell, but it just is off the mark, and that will be a 2 shots here for Joe Reedy.
Now, Reedy has been impressive, certainly to me, from St. Francis.
He'll have 2 shots at the line. First shot good. 56-39 is the score, trying to cut the deficit to 16. Reedy from New Haven, Indiana, went to Woodland High School. Misses the second.
I am being pampered.
I was going to say, you're a popular guy.
I just came and they took my dinner order for the bus trip back.
It was Frago who was with us all day. Yeah. Now she's running around doing everything else today instead of working our camera for us.
I'm going to miss her when she graduates. Though she has been on the other side today.
She's done for the day. We've had an incredible crew of people helping us out here on SESN. This is going to be knocked out. Stay with St. Francis. Now she's running around getting everybody's order. Absolutely incredible person.
So I'm going to have really good dinner. She's really smart. You know what I do with really smart people? I said, yeah, anything is good. If you think it's good, it's good. She knows.
She knows.
And she's going to be.
You got to keep the smart people around.
She's going to be a very successful young lady.
She's a volleyball player, correct?
She's one of the best volleyball players in the River State Conference. She's from Greece. And multi-language speaker, speaks English better than I do, and that's her third language.
When she makes a nice play, you get to say the Greek sensation on the floor.
I've used that many, many times.
Another drive here as we go back in. 17-point lead here. Foul on the floor. It was on Dre Boyd.
And Reinhardt, as we're going here, it's back to 17. So they're back pushing it.
Burke tried to get it back. Another foul down low. It was the whack from Dre Boyd to give him 3 personal fouls here. That's back-to-back fouls on Boyd. This one sends Zane Burke to the line. First one misses, and you can hear the faithful of Georgetown yelling out that ball don't lie after that first miss. Second one's good. It is a 16-point game here. The lead got all the way out to 26. So St. Francis has cut the deficit by 10 here in the second half, the first 5 minutes.
They got spunk. I kind of had a feeling they would make a run.
Knocked down. Darian Lewis with it. Pulls up from 3. Need it. Don't have it. Rebound picked up by Almondover, and then he'll bring it down coast to coast. He's going to drive, kiss off. No good.
Maybe
Rebound
got away with a walk
way.
there.
I would say he did. Trying to draw the foul. Now it's down in the post for St. Francis to take it away when it's sent back out. Now he'll go up. This one's denied, but the foul will be called. And Georgetown's going to need to regroup here as St. Francis continues to start climbing the ladder.
They're starting to feel it a little bit. You get a team like St. Francis, they're a good ball club, and you give them a little bit of confidence against the nation's best. This is what you have. They are making a run.
Almondover takes the first shot of his 2, makes it.
Well, Burke had taken the scoring honors for St. Francis with 12, but if Almondover hits this, he will tie Zane Burke with scoring honors for St. Francis. Franklin, 15 points for Georgetown.
First 5 minutes and some change of this second half. St. Francis is on a 12-5 run. 56-42. Move down low. Opening. Stand up. Lay in off of the air. Jaquez Franklin was the one who got it.
They needed that one.
Very much so. 58-42. St. Francis has made a little bit of adjustment. They were shooting from the outside a lot. They've tried to get it back down low. Reedy has it on the floor, lost it, push up to Franklin, and he'll take the easy lay-in as opposed to trying to dunk it.
That's what the number 2 team in the nation does. They get pushed and they push back.
Reedy puts on a move. That is a great play down on the baseline. Faked that he was going to pass out to the outside and then went back and laid it in.
Reedy, some of the best moves I have seen here in this contest. Unguardable.
Now he's got to step up defensively. He's not able to do it there as Jabarian Spikes goes over top of him.
And that's pretty much unstoppable itself.
Another cut here. Out to Reedy, who's at the top of the key, going on that right elbow, back in the paint, backing down, looking for an outlet pass. I don't know how it got over to him, but DeMar Hood laid that one in.
The passer had to have eyes in the back of his head. I mean, that's the only way I could see that being able to happen.
It skipped over a couple of Georgetown hands to find Hood before he was able to lay it in. Now Georgetown. Step back 3 for Franklin, off the front of the rim, regathered by Brendan Northern.
Well, I can see, and it doesn't surprise me, Northern is as good as he is. He is a pure breed player. St. Francis got a number of other schools to get him.
Northern patience to get it out to Amendover for 3. He's good.
That's what he did at Silver Creek. You know, he's a good shooter, but he's a better assist person.
13-point lead. It was once 26.
Brandon Northern's 3rd assist of the game.
He's been facilitating as opposed to being the scorer that before the game they said they need. There's a foul on Almondover. That is his 3rd, and it's an and 1.
Brandon Northern is getting back to him. He has always been not a me-first player, and at Silver Creek he made everybody else better around him.
Apologize, that is Almondover's 2nd.
Yeah, he's not in foul trouble, and for St. Francis, he can't get there in foul trouble.
And 1 is completed by Franklin, and Georgetown needs a timeout, a good timeout here to regroup.
Jaquay Franklin is 22 points, the game's leading scorer, 9 of 16 shooting from the field. Is that a 30-second timeout?
It's a 30-second. Okay. We'll stay here. We can go over some of the stats here in this contest between St. Francis and Georgetown. The number 2 Tigers taking on the receiving vote Cougars.
All right, looking at the shooting, St. Francis 16 of 44, 36.4%. Georgetown 26 of 52 for 50%. Three-point shooting, St. Francis 3 of 14, 21.4%. Georgetown is 5 of 15, 33.3%. Free throws, St. Francis 14 of 23, 60.9%. While Georgetown 8 of 11, 72.7%. 9 turnovers for Georgetown, 7 for St. Francis. 27 rebounds for St. Francis, a little more for Georgetown at 31. Assists, 13-7, Georgetown.
65-49 is the score with just over 12 minutes left. St. Francis has possession. Going down to Reedy. Reedy baseline, kick out for 3. This shot is up. It's just off the mark. Reedy gets the rebound down low, goes back up. It's swatted away, and then he gets the putback and lays it in. Reedy is having himself a second half.
Well, yes, he is, and he really stuck to it there. Got it put back, but and that second opportunity gets a couple of big points.
Dre Boyd was in his face. He had a stop, but Reedy just out-muscled him for possession to get the putback. 65-51 now.
Reedy now in double figures with 11 points. He's 5 of 6 from the field.
Wanted to travel. St. Francis doesn't get it. Georgetown continues the attack. 5 seconds left. Fadeaway jumper in and falls. Might have fallen out had it not taken a ricochet on the second bounce.
But he has that little backspin on it, that sweet little backspin. It gives a little extra forgiveness.
It's Spikes who had it, and then he's going to take a foul on the other end. Actually, no, that's going to be Darian Lewis who took the blocking foul.
I don't see too many people that on that shot like that have that little sweet, slight, ball backward spin that if it's any doubt can put it in.
Brendan Northern with it, running the point. He's got the silver shoes on with a little bit of sparkle. And Zane Burt going in, spin move, lay in, doesn't fall. Reedy's right there. That one is denied by Dre Boyd, and he gets it out in transition to Franklin.
Denied with emphasis.
Franklin hits the front of the rim. Rebound goes out to Northern. Northern will go over the timeline looking for an extra point. Kicks it out for 3. Patience kick out. Northern at the right wing. He'll shoot for 3. Hits off the side of the rim. Out in front, Zane Burt grabs the rebound. 67-51's our score.
They are hustling.
Confusion on where Reedy was going to be, and it's an easy grab for Dre Boyd on the turnover.
It was passed to where he was, not to where he was standing.
Franklin fakes the 3. Boyd had the matchup he wants, but he goes over to the corner for 3. This is actually going to be a 2 for Spikes.
But that puts it up to 18 points as we head toward the halfway mark of the second half.
Northern has it, had to pick up his dribble right on the sideline, gets it to Reedy. Reedy's going to go in, put on the post move, hook shot good. Can't ask for much better from Joe Reedy. At this point, you might as well feed the man.
He's going to play professionally somewhere. He's putting moves on underneath that you don't see very often, and that'll take us to a timeout. It is a 30-second timeout as we look at the scoring for St. Francis. Luke Almendover with 15 points, Joe Reedy 13, Zane Burke with 12, Brandon Northern 5, Damari Hood with 4, and 2 for Carson Rogers and 2 for Jackson Gowdy. For Georgetown, 22 points for Jacquees Franklin, 11 Dre Boyd, 10 for Andres Burney, 7 for Tay Dozier, 6 for Jabrian Spike, 6 for Darian Lewis, 3 for Gavin Stevens, 2 for Scotty Browning, and 2 for Ajani Blyden. 69-53. This is a lunch pail kind of ball game.
We just had him on screen, but Colin, those stats courtesy of Colin. Frocco was right next to him as well, so there's their screen time after they've been behind the camera or behind the computer all weekend long.
Those are 2 solid people. Those are 2 of my favorite people on the planet.
Yeah.
And as they were waving at us, I'd like that. I think they heard us. I think they heard you talking about them there. Well, of course, you're going to be having the SESN broadcast on.
That's right. front off the rim, knocked out. It's going to be given to St. Francis here after it was knocked out of the hands of Jabrani Spikes.
Now, it is true that all of these great games you've seen, and we got a lot of fans out there, they're available on demand, aren't they?
They are. Right after we conclude, it's immediately available. YouTube, whatever app you're watching this on, whether it's Roku or your Amazon Fire Stick.
Yeah, I have the Roku in my office at home.
Pass can't get through from Zane Burke, and it's a turnover that Georgetown is going to try and take advantage of here.
You think they'll try? They'll never slow it down, but
No.
will they try taking a few more seconds off the clock than normal?
I would argue they're doing that right now.
Yeah.
They're not getting right into their offense. They're letting the clock get down to about 10, and I would imagine now they'll pull up. They do. It's good. What a shot there. Can't ask for much better from Jaquez Franklin.
It's like, Coach, when do you want me to score?
Right. He looked over, kind of got the nod of approval from the bench and just pulled up, dude, Franklin for a three. It's 72-53.
25 points for him.
Back up, an easy lay-in, 74-53. Spikes is the one that finished it off.
They make it look a lot easier than it is, I tell you. Jabrian Spikes with a 4 of 6 from the field. They're shooting a massively crazy percentage.
Burke from 3, off the mark from the right wing, but it's whacked back out to Northern. Now a drive by Almador, and that's going to hit off the backboard, the backside of the backboard, and stay with St. Francis here. 74-53, 21-point game.
This is the differential. Georgetown is shooting 30 of 58, 51-7. St. Francis 18 of 53, 34%. That is a big, big difference.
Joe Reedy, who checked out a moment ago, is going to check back in here.
And he needs to be on the floor for St. Francis. I dap my hat to him.
He has 3 fouls. That's why he took a little bit of a break.
But they're a lot better when he's on the floor.
You see him trying to set up his post move. Northern has to dribble around. This is a deep 3 with 5 seconds left.
Oh my! That is from Kentucky, and it's laid in easy for Luke Almador.
I think it may have been all the way back in Indiana where he shot that thing. Wow. And you figure that was kind of the waist shot at the end, but a big, big three-point shot to get it back to 18.
That was with 5 seconds left on the shot clock. He still had 5 seconds to make a move, but he said, nah, I'll pull up from right here.
That was almost mid-court.
You know, the Harlem Globetrotters would have probably come
That would have been
4.
The Harlem Globetrotters have a 4. I didn't get any 4s in my time against them.
There was an answer on the other side, and Almador tried to lay it in, but that one doesn't fall, unlike the 3 from way downtown. And there's going to be a foul.
And Georgetown speeding it up again. It's like they lull you into one and then they kick it into the other. They never let you get comfortable.
It almost feels like, Walt, they're trying to speed this game up.
Well, but a minute ago they were slowing it down. And St. Francis is getting ready to a little bit of the half court. And then when you think you're going to be half court, boom. They're going to do whatever you don't want them to do.
Yeah, in and out for Franklin.
And that is, if you're trying to figure out how to play them on the other side, that is very, very hard indeed.
Still a 20-point game here.
They go like, which way do you want us to beat you? And they can do it either way. And they're also doing a good job at the free throw line.
We are now even here in the second half, 26 apiece by both teams. At one point, St. Francis was outscoring Georgetown in the second half, but that has certainly changed. That one's denied by Northern, and now it's on the far side with him. He'll go up with the right. It falls in, and no call. And it's going to be a tech as he was wanting a foul, doesn't get it. bucket counts. Tech on Northern.
Yeah, and he was extremely frustrated. And that, at this point in time, we talked about the talking. If you talk in this game, you're going to get teed. And it's not a bad decision by the officials because the physicality for the 3 days has been enormous. But they have kept things from getting out of hand at any point in time. So if you yap, if you've seen what's happened since Friday, if you yap, you're going to get lit up with the tee.
The leash, I would argue, has been fairly long from the officials, but the one thing they have not tolerated is any talking.
No.
And I think that's a fair point that would happen anywhere, and if that was a single game or not. Now, these crews are on their third game of the weekend. Or actually, this crew is on their fifth.
But if you look, they have been outstanding. They have not only all-stars as far as the best in the NAIA in the country, they have the best officials here. And for the most part, you don't notice they're out there, which is the highest compliment I can ever give to any official.
I said this yesterday, and I'll say it again because I think it's worth noting. There's a shot that's going to roll in from Spikes, but the way that you know the officiating has been really good is because even when there's calls that maybe some fans disagree with, the coach that the call went against don't argue it. They agree or they understand what the call was.
In all the games we've done, I don't remember any coach getting irate.
You were over on Florida. We've had one tech delivered to a coach.
Okay. Well, I was over there on the other side, but I don't ever remember seeing this many consecutive basketball games, collegiate basketball games, where I haven't seen a coach kind of lose his cool a little bit.
No, there definitely been moments, but they've never been directed at officials. They've more so been mad at their player for making a mistake.
That's part of the coaching diagram.
There's Burke. It's a 2. It is a 2 for Burke.
Getting that line, you have the high school line and the college line.
This is an event center, of course. These floors are part of the venue. They don't travel with the show or the conference. They're provided by Meadowview Conference Center, so they are built for multiple sports, including high school basketball, college basketball, volleyball is here. You can do a couple other things as well, fencing.
I like this place. This is getting to be one of my favorite places to be. It's year 3 for me that I've come down with Coach French and seen great basketball every year.
Year 10 of the show here in Kingsport. Reverse lay-in is good for Bernie, and he is quietly putting together a really nice night after a little bit of a slow start. He's got 10 points.
There's Reedy again.
Both bigs working hard down low on the baseline. 85-64 is our score here. 4:35 left to go in the contest of our last game here on Floor B of the weekend. 14 up, almost 14 down.
So many tremendous performances over the 3-day period. Franklin for Georgetown, by the way, is now at 30 points as he scored a few.
Taken away, this is going to be Robert Fry. No shot, foul up. It's going to be on the floor. It was Andres Burney who got charged with it.
He's done. I think I've got him here for 4. And with the addition to this one, that would be 5. But it's not a bad foul in the fact that if he doesn't foul him, it's going to be a bucket.
Right, that is 5, and it was the 7th team foul, so it's 1-and-1s even though the foul was on the floor.
Bernie will foul out with 10 points on 4 of 7 shooting, 2 of 3 at the charity line.
Always works out where you give a player his flowers for putting stuff together, and then there they go.
I have been a hexer this weekend, haven't I?
We both have. First shot missed, so it's over on the 1-and-1 from Fry. Lob in, and a foul will be called as Johnny Bladen was heading up to try and slam it down. He'll head to the line for 2. Zane Burke gets charged with it.
That would have been highlight reel stuff. That would be on the SESN highlight reel without a shadow of a doubt.
Absolutely.
But Bladen hasn't shot free throws yet today.
Missed his first.
Hasn't made one. And it's just basically, it looks like what the final score is going to be.
Makes a second, 1 for 2 at the line. St. Francis will bring it up.
He was a 60% free throw shooter.
Foul called, holding his knee. I believe that's Robert Fry.
Don't want to see anybody hurt.
It is. He gets up.
He's favoring it a little bit, but it looks like he's going to continue. Sometimes those knee injuries are worse the second day, and hopefully it doesn't swell up on him tomorrow.
Yeah, you feel it a little bit more. You get an idea to ice right after, no matter what, right?
I'm sure. I'm sure these guys have great training staffs. If I ice something though after today, it probably would not be my knee.
That second shot of the 1-and-1 missed. 86-65. Darian Lewis gave it off to Boyd. Dre Boyd drives. Back out. Franklin with a 30-piece. He dishes that one. No foul called. It was all ball. Now here's a drive. Get back into the middle. Going up. Foul and one.
And St. Francis isn't giving up. They're playing hard. But I was thinking about that with the last possession for Georgetown. They can beat you either way. We've seen they've got awesome transition, but when they decide to go in their half-court offense up, they will tear you down, cut to the bucket, and find the best possible opportunity.
And one misses, but the rebound comes right back out to Gowdy. So everyone has to rush back into the play. 3 ball here. It's back and out. Reedy gets the rebound. I don't know how he managed to get that. Now he dumps it down low. That one's blocked, put back up and in. That was Carson Rogers. It started with Reedy getting the rebound.
Crashing the boards big time by St. Francis. And they're making it closer. 17 points now, but under 3 minutes.
86-69 is our score. Pull up maybe. Franklin wanted it. Gets it down to Boyd.
Take a little more time off the clock.
Floater good for Bladen.
Once again, going from good, better to best as far as the shots. They've done it so many times.
Long pass that almost went awry. Hood had it for a moment. Now it's back with Fry. Fry push off to get this one to fall off the side of the rim. It doesn't go. Ball is loose, pick up by Hood. He can't finish, still trying to find it. This is gonna go out. It's gonna be given back to Georgetown here with 2:20 left to go.
I think it would be fair to say there has been no team that has mailed it in.
You can't.
No, I mean, but you and I have seen a lot of basketball. We've seen what had happened. It has not happened since Friday here by anybody.
Here's the reason I say that you can't. It's because all eyes are on this tournament with all the voters. So you have to play a complete game, because if you have a game and the scoreboard might say one thing, but if people watch the game, they're going to see another.
Well, the viewers in this thing are out the roof. I'm amazed. Well, it shouldn't be with the great team you have at SESN, but there's a huge viewership of all of these contests.
And we're very fortunate to have you along with us here on SESN. Speaking of SESN, this is a copyrighted broadcast. All events airing on our networks are broadcast live and copyright material. Today's game will be archived inside of the app or platform where you viewed it and will be available for replay immediately following the conclusion of the game. This has been a presentation, or is a presentation of the Southeast Sports Network.
I know better than that. You have to get the official read in there, and I interrupted you. And I did want to give kudos to John, who's been sitting to our left and has done a tremendous job in getting us directed through all of these contests.
You may think our life is hard. Well, actually, you think our life is easy because we get to talk about 14 games of basketball nonstop all day. Very easy life. Very lucky, very fortunate to do it. But the hard job out of anybody here is what John's been doing all day, and that's producing these streams, making sure, dealing with a ton of issues that with internet and stuff, and he's gotten through all of them, which is awesome.
Flawlessly.
Yes.
Absolutely. And he has overcome some stuff that amazes me, and I've learned some things about production of streaming that I didn't know before, and that's kind of what I do now. I'm a lucky dude, too.
Very much. I have the same sentiment. Very lucky to be here, very lucky to be a part of this. Very lucky that we get to call this a job.
Yeah. I love my mom. My mom no longer with us, and I miss her terribly. But she was waiting up till the very end for me to get a real job.
Mom, this is a real job. What do you mean? I never work a day in my life. First shot from Gowdy is good. Minute 42 left to go. 20-point game.
Gowdy with 5 points. 1 and 2 at the line.
Misses the second. Rebound stays with St. Francis. 3 from Gowdy. Back off, and that's been the tale of the tape here for the Cougars. It's just shots haven't been able to fall, even with open looks.
Yeah, tight rims, and I'm in favor of tight rims. I like it. I want you to be able to shoot, because shooting the ball is an art. And there ain't no give in these on either court.
5 seconds left in the shot clock.
We still had 100 points in the last game.
That one didn't get off. It wasn't going to hit the rim anyway. 1:06 left to go.
Now that's something to get 100 points when you got tight rims.
Yeah. It shows how good some of these teams are. We've seen 3 100-point teams, 2 of them in the same game. Ave Marie and the University of the Cumberlands was a 105-103 matchup. And then our last game here had Freed Hartman put up triple digits.
Spikes with that one. Made it look easy. He's got 12 now. 4 double-figure scores for Georgetown.
That one is nice and easy, kissed in for Gowdy, the Indianapolis, Indiana native.
Good basketball in the Circle City.
I love Indianapolis, one of my favorite places to go to.
Youngest son lived there for about 5 years.
It's a great place.
Yeah, yes it is.
Shot clock is still on here, just about 2 seconds separate, so you will need at least a possession change here from Georgetown, if not a shot. Maybe even just a strong finish. 3 is going to be put up. It's going to be a swish. Nice and easy for Agent Bladen.
It didn't surprise me. That's the kind of day that second-ranked Georgetown has had.
Final score, 95-72 here on floor B, and that is going to bring us to a conclusion of 14 games over the course of 3 days.
Must sleep well. Good one in this.
Absolutely.
Three double-figure scores for St. Francis. Almodovar 18, Burke with 16, Reedy with 15. 32 points, the game's leading scorer. Jacquees Franklin for Georgetown, 14 for Spikes, 11 for Boyd, 10 for Bernie. Buddy, it has been an absolute pressure, and I want to thank the SESN crew for allowing me to come out and play for this weekend with a superb network and a superb production team here in Tennessee.
It's been a pleasure to work with you as well, Walt. Couldn't ask for a better partner for a majority of these games. We broke up for a little bit yesterday.
Yeah, we were gone
got back
for 4
together.
games. I worked with your buddy over there on the other side for a little bit, but we've been here for most of it. Best NAI tournament in the country,
absolutely.
Period. Ken French, you did a great job putting this together.
So a huge shout out to Ken French for putting this together. A huge shout out to everybody from Visit Kingsport, Tennessee, the presenting sponsor here of the show and on SESN. They've done everything to make this a great experience, and we've had an incredible 14 games here on Floor B. There still is one more game left here at the show. It will be the one right after this one, but it's on Floor A. That's why our day is done here. That's going to do it for us. We've had an incredible crew. John was our producer. We've had a rotation for our camera operators, the DJs, the PA. Everybody has been working very hard over the course of 14 days, and we're so thankful that we've had everybody join us here on SCSN.
Final score here, Georgetown is going to walk away with a win. They go 2-0 on the weekend, 95-72, taking down St. Francis in the final of 14 straight games here in Conference Room B. That's going to do it for us. For Walt Verber, I am Matt Kibbe. We will see you next time here on SESN.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Shry Media, LLC. Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Shry Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in.